Creating a new table. When we open a brand new blank Access database, automatically a new table has been created for you, and it's called Table 1. It's an empty table with just one field called ID. A field is basically the column heading at the top of each one of your columns. Currently, the one that it gives us here, the ID field, is a default field that we'll get on all new tables. We're going to close this table without saving it, and I'm going to show you where to go to create this table yourself. So if I come over to click on the X to close the table, I'm going to go to the Create tab. Within the Create tab, you'll see that there's a section called Tables, and the very first option is the Table option, and this will create a brand new blank table for you. Clicking on this, we'll see exactly what we saw a moment ago, a table called Table 1 and a field called ID. Before we can do anything with this table, we need to save it. So in order to save the table, I'm going to click on the disk in my Quick Access toolbar on the top left-hand corner. This will save the table and ask me to give it a name. At the beginning of all of my tables, I put TBL. You don't have to do this, but it's good to get into the habit of putting codes in front of each one of your objects in a database, so at a glance you know what it is. So I'm going to call this Customers, but by putting TBL at the beginning of it, I know that it's a table. So now when I press the OK button, it has gone and saved that table for me. Within a table, there are two different views. If you look at the top, you'll see Table Tools up here at the top at the moment, and in the Fields tab, the very first icon you'll see is a View option. Currently, it's telling me that we're in the Data Sheet view. There's also another view called the Design view. Clicking on this will show the Design view of the table. This is where we go when we want to introduce new column headers or fields to our table. When we're finished entering in these new fields, we can then go back to the view and go back into the Data Sheet view again. So within the views, the Design view is where we go to create our table. The Data Sheet view is where we go when we want to enter in records into the table. Once you've created your table, you can then go over and click on the X, and it will close the table, and it's now visible over here in the navigation pane. Double-clicking on it here will automatically open that table for you in the Data Sheet view.